Terror, drama, the secret behind what Larry has in store for us. Terrible secrets to be unveiled.
We are far away from the end of the rabbit hole, and yet it is clear that there's nothing but shit at the bottom.
Good. The good kind, though.
The good kind? I think.
The kind that tastes like caviar.
There's shit that tastes like caviar? Okay.
Don't ask.
Sketching in front of the bridge, I was whipped up into a frenzy of art. The shock and awe that I was feeling, I transferred it all directly into the page. Before I realized that the flames had gone out, and then he came running up. Yeah.
Wait, maybe this is Matoma Toriyama's inspiration for when he created Lightning.
No, I'm pretty sure when he created Lightning, he was thinking with one specific organ of his body, but whatever.
Yeah, but he had to get
artists
some
can be
visual
strange.
inspiration from something.
Well, technically, it was Nomura who designed Lightning, not...
Yeah.
Oh, never mind then.
That's right, I'm willing to sacrifice everything.
Including the truth from the sound of it. God help me.
Mr. Edgeworth, at this remove the last of your doubts.
Not at all, Your Honor. One very large doubt still remains.
Larry himself.
And what would that be?
It's a living contradiction.
This is a surprisingly believable story, especially considering the source. So why did he think he needed to hide it from us until now? I intend to drag the reason out of him.
You'll regret this, Edgy.
It's like that Sonic comic panel. I'm gonna beat the evil out of you.
I'm a doodle, I'm an artist.
Hold it! Tell us, Larry, Loris, whatever your name is.
My name is Luis! Get it right! Mistakes like that what keep you from being popular with the ladies like I am.
I mean, he does attract...
You haven't checked the internet. Well,
he apparently
usually
gets a lot of girlfriends, but the problem is that he sends them running.
not just that, Joe. The ladies usually prefer to just ship him with Phoenix. So.
Wait. Ship Larry with Phoenix?
No, Edgeworth. I mean.
That's what he calls
I ship
himself
it.
in any case.
That's a bit, Joe. I'm pretty sure there's a Phoenix Larry shipping community out there.
Well, I mean, if there's a Larry/Francisca shipping community, I wouldn't be surprised. Yet again, that's what he calls himself.
Names mean nothing.
Oh, a bit of character development, Miss Von Karma.
Shut it. There is only one issue I care to discuss. What were you doing?
That is a very big issue indeed.
Oh yeah, Edgeworth has an inner monologue.
Yes, he does.
I keep forgetting that.
Fortunately, we can't hear. Fortunately, apparently, nobody else can hear it aside from the audience. Apparently,
The burning bridge moved you that much, did it? I find that hard to believe.
I mean, fire is pretty.
Come on, Edgy. You don't understand me at all. I don't think anyone does, Larry. But I can see an abandoned cat. I find myself passing it with tears in my eyes. I am a man overflowing with a responsible kindness. There you go. See, you and Larry have some common ground. And I use my responsible kindness to fill the pages of my notebook.
An artist using a notebook is so pathetic it makes me want to cry myself.
Oh.
I command you to go out and at least get a proper sketch pad, you fucking heathen.
Aw, she really does complete him.
What has that got to do with anything?
It has everything to do with everything.
I'm not sure I care for an artist using a notebook for sketching. Proceed with this.
As we continue on the quest to see if Bad Judge is ever sure about
Plain
anything.
sheet of paper would be better than a notebook.
You forgot the passage of time to that extent.
Well, once I get caught up in something, I tend to forget everything else.
That's true. He's always been that way. I guess he's not lying for once about this.
Phoenix Wright appeared on the scene after 11:15.
I'm not sure I care about Phoenix Wright appearing shortly before 11:15.
If he was drawing until then, that dispels all doubts.
Seriously, is it all this judge says? I don't think I care about this. I don't think I care about this. Aside from the doubts of his humanity, hey.
There is a big clue waiting for me in this cross-examination. His testimony does nothing less than mock the court.
I mean, it is Larry.
But I am sure that there is a vital kernel of truth hidden in it somewhere. Just have to make like a farmer and pluck it out. Hold it! Sketching the burning bridge right next to it.
The burning bridge and everything that came with it.
Ooh la la. What came with it?
You want to hear this from my lips, do you, Reggie?
Why do I not like it when you look at me with that serious look in your face?
You'll regret this. Ah!
Enough.
She's not even bothering with the fool on him.
Just take that ridiculous sketch of yours out already, witness.
Like, is she actually trying to do an intervention with saying the word fool?
What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean. That does indeed appear to be the fastest solution. I'll leave it to you, Miss Archer.
Oh boy. This is where things get extra serious. I've got a terrible feeling that the instant this sketch is revealed, the entire world may be changed by what is depicted there.
Yes, people will start melting.
Dogs and cats living together.
We're about to have an epiphany,
Mass
everyone.
hysteria.
Larry, I wonder if you could show us your sketch, please.
No, please.
Yeah, I need to see this.
Well, even I couldn't have imagined it turned out like this.
This road of events has brought us to this very turnabout. Imagined what?
That Laurie Stonehams debut would take place here, today, like this.
And since these trials are ever so popular, that means he'll make a killing.
Show it now.
Okay, but steel yourselves. This
We need to.
this is the world of Lawrence Dunham.
Ooh.
Honestly,
it's less shit than I expected.
Yeah.
honestly, I cannot draw any better than that, so I can't really say anything.
I think it looks fine.
Well,
This is Larry. This could have been much,
Yeah, 10
much
times
worse.
worse.
Heck, if
Yeah.
anything, I'd
This,
say this might be the one thing he's good enough for a day job at.
so this is Dusky Bridge, correct? A? Quite a large bridge, isn't it? Your response, Miss Von
Maybe you
Karma.
could be a storyboard board artist.
Yes. Well,
Uh-oh. See something that
Jeez.
catches you off guard?
it's a better drawing than I expected.
That is one of the nicest things she's ever said about anyone.
That's one of the nicest things she's ever said to any human. She does love you, Larry.
Oh my god.
Isn't it? Isn't it? I struggled to reproduce those flames. I really did.
Don't you see,
Yes,
Roy?
I'm sure you
Yeah, now I'm convinced that Larry really is a pyromaniac now.
I mean, the flames are actually the most detailed thing in that drawing.
This is going to get ugly. No one has the bravery to bring it up, it seems. The mysterious flying object.
It's clearly Pyro from Darkstalkers.
An MFO. MFO. The burning bridge is fine, but what is that unfortunate looking figure?
Ah, you spotted that? I thought you might.
However much I might want to ignore it, I can't.
It's Iris, of course. Iris. After she went flame on. I wish she'd take better care of herself. We have to plan for our future, you know.
She's
Larry.
She saw Fantastic Four doused herself in gasoline and set herself on fire because she was the human torch.
Wow,
Jesus.
that's a bit of a reaction.
And then before she lit the match, she said, "Flame on!"
Well, she must have been flame resistant, seeing as how she's standing here or sitting in the defendant's chair. Larry, please account for something.
Okay.
Are you really claiming to have seen this? Are you claiming to have seen the silhouette of the defendant flying over a bridge that was engulfed in flames, and now you know why Franziska reacted the way she did?
Yep, that's what I saw. That's what I drew it. I'm an artist. A real artist.
You.
Ah, the girl. She's really high up in this picture.
Yes,
Are you high?
Are you high?
Yeah, that's how I read that as well.
that
Are
would
you
explain so many. That would explain so many things about Larry. So, Franziska, you ever heard this case about a trial where the defendant flew away from the scene of the crime?
What was that for?
I believe that was Turnabout Big Top.
Yep, and what Franziska has to say pretty much messes up.
This is all a bad dream. I was hitting you on the cheek to test that theory.
If it's your dream, you should test yourself, sweetie.
Please whip your own cheek from
Yeah,
now on if you
exactly.
wish to test your wild theories.
I get the feeling Franziska has post-traumatic stress disorder from that case.
I also misread that as hitting on you. So
No court of law will ever acknowledge that people can fly.
oh my
boy,
god,
here we
everyone
go.
has PTSD. Actually, there is some precedent for this.
She remembers.
Oh,
Oh no. Do you remember, Franziska?
Yes.
She was flying pretty high, my sweet Iris.
So, what drugs were you on, buddy boy?
She was about 30 feet above the bridge, at least. It was really something to see.
Or
I
maybe.
would say angel dust. It confuses with the snow.
Wait, Tio,
this
he's
has
an
to be
artist.
some
He
kind of
must have been
mistake.
sniffing the paint.
Mr.
Larry,
Edward,
have you
please.
been sniffing your paint again?
Wait,
You
what?
bring the witness back to Earth.
Why
He
me?
confused.
No, this witness is your friend, is he not?
Pedro, I forgot. Between the Flex Seal products, is there also paint? Forgot.
Yes, Flex.
There-
It's called.
there you go.
Accessory to fullness.
There you have it.
Yeah, let's get back to cross-examination. By force if necessary.
This cross-examination.
It's Flex Seal. It's called Flex Seal.
Okay.
And Larry's been huffing it.
Basically, you spray the paint, and it becomes solid somehow, and I have no idea what the fuck is that even made of.
Seems I have another reason to remember this moron.
The souls of the dead.
Get that thing away from me!
Oh, it's just a painting.
It's
or-
not that bad,
Now we're
Judge.
adding that to the court record.
Now hurry up, and maybe Judge is an art enthusiast, so he feels insulted by this.
You know, despite being younger, he's somewhat more strict than Udgy. That's only because he hasn't been broken by the system like Udgy has been. He'll
Udgy's
come
just a-
eventually.
What? Now, Aji is just a warm, permissive grandpa.
Uh-huh.
So.
It makes you wonder how much an age gap he and his brother have.
My girlfriend was flying for the sky,
I missed the part where she mentioned being your girlfriend.
almost 30 feet above the bridge. I felt like I might start flying myself.
Yep, he was high.
Flying high now.
If only you'd be so kind as to fly out of all of our lives.
Anyway, I completely lost myself when I was drawing this scene.
Yep, Edward has his mind open because he's in the right spot.
So Iris flying.
Just where did you see the sight from?
Hey, no need to show. When I was lying in bed in that rundown shack, you're starting to see where this is going?
Oh boy.
The crack of the lighting pole made me realize that the bridge was burning. I just watched it for a while from there, thinking how nicely it was burning.
Ah, it was burning out so nicely. Thank God nobody died.
After about 5 minutes,
Oh wait.
That's right. I decided to go to the break.
And bridge to the turnabout.
Okay.
I see. That all makes sense somehow.
Does it though?
Aside from the sketch itself. It doesn't. I'm just kind of rolling with it at this point.
Yes, the sketch doesn't make any sense.
You see, my brother told me once that it's best to just go along with it when these things happen.
He's a much nicer man for it, because if he tried to reason with it, he'd have just thrown himself into the asylum. Hold it! You transferred everything directly onto the page. And that is the sketch here. Although now that you think about it, maybe this courtroom really is just an asylum where everyone occasionally checks in.
Yes, this is secretly a Truman Show style of thing where everybody's here to observe Phoenix.
Oh,
You know,
God.
see how he reacts, and everybody else is an actor.
That
It did.
would explain so much.
That's right. The reason she didn't come to me, even though I waited for her, was because she was trapped on the other side of the bridge.
Uh-huh.
Could it be that Iris undertook that dangerous, desperate flight in order to reach me? That's gotta be it. Alright, go me!
Continue, please.
I don't think she's even gonna bother tearing that one apart.
I realized that the page was a lot, I chuck it all, blah, blah, blah. I transferred it all directly to the page, blah, 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 and I saw Iris flying with her hood, literally.
Objection! Huh. Larry, what did you really see that night?
I literally just told you.
Not that I particularly care.
In your position, that's just being irresponsible.
Hutch,
Actually, he has a
I
point
am
there.
not going to be the kettle to your blackness. God
I'm
damn
sure
it, he
exactly
does
what
have
I
a
saw.
point.
I'll give you a whole $1 that it's the truth.
If that is truly the case, then there is one thing we can say for certain. You're about to be $1 poorer.
What might that be, Mr. Ainsworth?
That the person who flew over the bridge
Was Superman?
could not have been the defendant Iris! It was someone else who flew!
What? What do you mean? I don't understand. It was Firestorm. Ah!
Foolhardy folly
Sorry,
of a
not
foolish
Firestar.
statement by an equally foolishly foolhardy fool.
Sorry, I
Hey, it's
meant-
back, and it's better than ever!
The return of a Y-boner with a vengeance.
I meant Firestar, not Firestorm. Firestar.
How exactly can you make this claim?
Well, Firestar is Marvel. Tell us, Larry. According to this picture...
Not to be confused with Starfire, which is DC.
Yeah, Firestar is one of Spider-Man's
Comic books are weird.
amazing friends!
Of course she was. That rundown shack is quite away from the bridge. The hood is what told me that this floating angel was my Iris. The hood is my darling Iris. And Iris is my darling hood.
Oh dear.
Ah!
It seems there are bigger fools in this world than the one at the defense's bench.
Wow.
Might that be?
Who do you think, Twibs? The one at the witness stand. Larry, as amusing as it is to see you give my adopted sister a hard time, there's something you need to be made aware of. On the night of the murder, Iris wasn't wearing her hood. She had given it to Wright as a gift. Ooh, gotta throw some salt on the wound there. Are you going to change your story now? Perhaps suggest it was Wright who took flight.
Well, his name is Wright.
And he is a phoenix. A blaze. Oh my god.
What are you talking about?
Wright became a fiery woman somehow. I think you understand what I mean just fine.
What? Where did Nick have Iris's hood?
Oh dear.
Angie, what's going on with Iris and Nick?
Ask the shippers, not me.
It's a long story. Why you make you do?
Yo, dog, I heard you like trials, so I put a try in your trial.
I do believe that this unbelievably mysterious sketch is destined to disappear, discredited, discarded, straight into the garbage.
Into the trash it goes.
What is it now, witness?
Oh, I wanted to see Larry's breakdown.
Do you call it bold and brash?
More like belongs in the trash.
In the trash.
It feels like I've been waiting 25 years for this very day to come.
How old are you?
boy.
Oh,
25. So you've been waiting since birth.
Edgy, today is the day I get to completely stupefy you.
What, did you know Edgeworth when you were 0?
What?
What is the meaning of your outburst, witness?
Are you implying you haven't already stupefied me?
I hate to have to do this, but I have some definitive evidence.
Oh
Sure.
dear. Definitive.
Yes,
Evidence?
which means now it's time for you to take that, Edgy.
Oh god.
Iris did indeed come flying over the burning bridge. And I, Lori's still number, shall prove it.
This is going to hurt, isn't it?
I didn't expect to ask this again. But we shall be needing your testimony once again.
Sounds like fun!
Tell us anything you know concerning the defendants depicted in this sketch. Show us your evidence that this nightmare was actually a reality.
Do you realize what
Hey.
you've done, Your Honor?
Okay, I hope you're ready, Edgy. Well, my brother once taught me that I should always hear all the testimony until the end. So, yes.
It's how he manages to get a right verdict every time. You've been serving us a whopping serving of pain this whole time. Trust me. Proof that Iris flew. Well, I guess that's something that this has over Turnabout Big Top.
When I reached Dusky Ridge, she was already gone.
God, girl?
So worried. So I no, please, no. So I frantically searched all over her. That led me to finding a beautiful crystal sphere, half buried in the snow.
It's an amethyst.
I'm sure that Iris is simply wearing a spare hood. After all, no one else could have lost a crystal sphere that night.
Want to bet?
A crystal sphere.
In the crystal maze.
This one. Pretty, is it? But finders keepers.
That sphere. Where did you find it?
Up your mama's ass. Oh.
Oh!
What?
I would like to emphasize that it was Jibs who said that, not me.
Quite a family lineage there. It was half buried in the snow.
It had pretty much stopped snowing by then. But there was still some falling as I walked to the bridge. The court accepts this crystal sphere.
What could possibly go wrong?
That's mine, okay? I want it back afterward.
No.
How much is it worth?
There's something on it. Isn't?
The price tag.
Hey. Oh my. It's a bloodstain.
What? A bloodstain?
It's like a ritual of the... No, it's too easy.
You ready, Edgy? By tomorrow
Edgy the
morning,
Hedgy?
you'll be calling me Master Larry.
I
Yeah,
thought you were
no.
Laurice.
Yeah, I like the sound of that. No one's going to push me around anymore.
That sounds like...
Franziska, hit him, please.
I didn't want you... Didn't you want to be called Laurice Dunham only a few minutes ago? Also,
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, Edgy.
the reality that has me calling you Master Larry is the reality that has me cornered in the cell of an asylum, crying blood out of my eyes.
Well, remember, Dwebs, Larry is short for Lawrence, which is the English version of Loris. So, yeah. That's right, to meet Harris. So technically, it is the same thing, actually.
Huh.
She actually flew to get to me. At least I could do was beat Pueblo. But the defendant was not at the bridge when you got there, you say. I guess she went back to Azakura Temple. She's a girl after all. She must have wanted to look her best.
Ah, yes, for a nice meeting out in the cold snow. It must be lovely to live in the fantasy land of
sexist,
Hilarious
maybe? I don't
mind.
know.
Actually, it's so depressing. I can't even work up the energy.
To be fair, we do take a while to get ready.
I was so worried, so I have friendly visitors all over the place.
So, you searched all over for her?
Well, she was flying pretty high, you know.
Everyone's pretty high today.
She took those lyrics from Rocky a bit too far, flying higher.
But maybe she slipped on the landing. Also,
I was thinking more of Tails' theme from Sonic Adventure.
I wanna fly high!
which version?
That, well,
I prefer
Adventure
this-
1 is the one that pops in my head
No, no,
first.
no, in real life, it would probably go something like this. I wanna fly. Ah!
Well, yeah, someone did fall off a bridge.
Oh, so it's like when the coyote used his bat suit. I kept on falling over myself and kind of lost it for a while there. You fell over yourself?
I am not surprised.
Yeah, the snow was deep, and there was even a banana peel out there.
God help me. Yup, there's Stupid, and then there's Larry Butts. How do you find a banana peel out in a snowstorm and slip on it?
The short of it is that you didn't find any signs of her landing, correct? Then what happened next? What happened next, guy?
So what, is Iris Batman or something, and that's how she flew? Hold it! Half buried.
Half-baked, more like.
He was sitting in the snow with a little gutter on top of it. It was very hard to spot, actually. I mean, it was dark out, too. Apparently, I have nighttime vision. I'm impressed. You did well to find it.
I'll say.
No matter what you may think when you look at me, a pro, a genius security guard.
Hey, wait a minute. Wasn't that Turnabout 2 of this game?
Here's the pen light I borrowed from my company.
Oh.
And it sparkled really brightly, as if it was saying, "Here I am," to me.
It does indeed look very much like the crystal spear on Iris's hood. Larry, that company you borrowed it from, do you still work there? I didn't think so. And need I remind you she was not wearing her hood that night?
Well, I'm an artist now, Edgy. I don't work as a security guard anymore. I just have the experience of one.
You never returned it. Good to know. Each nun is assigned their own hood.
Hey, I don't know anything about that, okay? Iris is special, alright, dude? Even if she did steal a spare hood, I'll forgive her.
This is getting us nowhere. Our destination for the day, it seems.
However, this crystal sphere was found near the bridge. That is a fact. It didn't come from the hood. Where could it have come from?
That is the question I aim to answer.
After all, no one else could have lost a crystal sphere that night.
Want to bet? Objection! Larry, that night, there was someone very close to you. Someone who lost a crystal spear.
There was? Who was this stupid idiot?
Miss Elise Dunham, the mentor to a stupid idiot.
The victim?
Elise! I have a photo of her here.
Sorry, Sarah.
It's okay.
And on the end of her staff, you can see a familiar-looking crystal spear.
Hey! That's my photograph. Give it back.
No. It's in evidence today.
Ouch.
A crystal sphere like that is quite easy to find.
Oh,
So is-
yes! I find crystal spheres all the time in my backyard.
I have one just like it on my brooch.
Huh.
Well, that's because Daddy
They
bought
look-
you one.
They look nothing alike.
That too.
In
Again,
any
that's because
case,
Daddy bought you one.
Please take a look at this. Remember, Pages, she was Daddy's favorite girl, because Daddy
Aw.
apparently had more than one girl. This is the victim's staff found at the scene of the crime.
I guess she's like Princess Debbie of Cyberbots.
Ah, the crystal sphere. It's gone. Congratulations, Judge. What? 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 What?
Say
Just what does this mean?
Ask me what it means, ask me what it means.
Okay, I'm glad you asked. If anyone jumped or flew across the bridge that night, it certainly was not Iris, after all. She was not wearing a hood. More importantly, the crystal spear found at the landing sign was not hers either.
That means the one who flew
Yes, I managed.
and dropped the sphere was the victim, Miss Elise Dunham.
There you go. Now that's more common sense.
Objection! Fool alongside another fool on a fool's errand to reach a foolish conclusion.
I guess she got to the point where
it's
she
like
just.
tamer than usual, though. So
Yeah.
First of all, this sketch, which I prefer to call a scribble, is ridiculous.
Oh, Franziska, you admitted it was
Not
good
bad, though.
earlier.
People cannot fly, thus, it is rejected.
Again, having a bit of circus blues, Franziska.
I don't know what you're talking about. And this crystal sphere? This is nothing more than a red herring.
That's just what you like it to be so you can win. You honestly believe that?
Give it some thought, and I'm sure you'll realize it as well, Miles Edgeworth.
Good lord.
Elise Dunham was in her room on the night of the murder. There was no reason for her to go to Dusky Bridge. Therefore, the sphere cannot be related to this case. That is all.
Objection! Miss Franziska von Karma. The only people who will accept that explanation are scatterbrains and clowns. Oh yes, I've got your number.
Why are you pointing at me?
Consider yourself the
Quiet.
former, not the latter. The victim's crystal spear was found near the bridge, for that matter, yet you expect us to believe that this has nothing to do with the case?
Objection! That crystal sphere.
For a second, I thought we were in a time loop. That
Yes.
exact sentence was a bit earlier.
It was probably thrown away at the bridge after the murder.
After the murder?
Who would throw away perfectly good treasure like that?
There is blood on the crystal sphere, isn't there? This naturally suggests that it was thrown away after the murder took place. The killer placed it there to throw the investigation off the scent. The same reason that he drew that ridiculous sketch.
Oh god.
You like it, really. You want to put it on the fridge.
Yeah.
What? You mean I'm the killer?
Dun dun dun.
Ah,
Enough joking. You're not
Yeah.
smart enough.
Larry's many things about a killer. Nah.
I've already
Just
accused him of
wondered
that
this
anyway.
Just when did this crystal sphere appear near the foot of the whatever?
Bridge.
Unless this can be proven in some way, I refuse to believe this is related to the case.
Okay, so it's going to be the hard way then.
And now the lights will turn off again.
Wait, why
Makes
did the
a
lights
valid
go off?
point. There is no evidence that Elise Dunham left Hazakar Temple that night. Is this what happens when a defense attorney thinks hard? However, if it somehow has to do with this crystal, can it be proven that it was dropped? And this case is going to transform into something else entirely.
It's like that bit in Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge where Tristan is like, I just thought you were really, really slow.
Your response, Mr. Edgeworth? I want your final opinion on the disposition of this crystal sphere. If it is not related to the case, then this witness who you called will have been nothing more than a monumental waste of time.
Oh, I can just imagine the amount of public
Hey.
dumping I'd get if that turned out to be the case.
Prepare yourself for some very appropriate punishment, Miles Edgeworth.
I'd rather not be whipped like that by my younger adopted sister, please. It would give the shippers too much fuel. Can I prove it?
People do ship that and it's weird.
Of course I do.
Can I? But don't you get it? They're not moderated, so it's A-okay.
It's still weird.
You hear that, my friendship is witchcraft? To simply prove it, that's the only option.
Ship Franziska and Adrian instead.
Yes.
That's what he do. That's the way Phoenix Wright would do this. As I think back to him.
We'll point at people and yell at them very uneducatedly.
Your Honor, allow me to prove something to you. It's time to prove my right as an ace attorney. I will prove that this crystal spear is a vital link to solving this case, and that this witness was actually not a waste of our time, and that he actually did see someone fly.
It's funny you say that.
Do that?
That look in your eyes.
It fills you with determination.
No. You remind me of Phoenix Wright when he was cornered.
That should come as no surprise, because that's when he's most dangerous, and because right now, I am Phoenix Wright, and I am indeed cornered.
Edward is really just
I am an ace attorney.
No, he's masking the fact that he's literally panicking inside.
100% sure evidence, Mr. Edgeworth.
It's funny you say that too, because this is supposed to be based on the Japanese court system. Nobody buys that it's in America. Pointing is very rude in Japan.
Of course.
Like, I know it's rude in a lot of cultures, but it's very, very rude over there.
Guess it's to show those defense attorneys ain't gonna take nobody's crap,
I'm
yo.
guessing it's a sort of symbol in the fact that you're reducing, the people you're pointing at for the court case, But whatever, it's a long
That's
story.
right. If it hadn't stopped
No,
snowing,
I
it
get
would
where
have
you're
been game
going with that.
over. The snow would have totally covered it.
And apparently the Japanese people really do like Phoenix's pointing finger, so guess it just goes to show. That's all I needed to hear from you, Larry. I mean, hey, Hideo Kojima is also a big fan of Ace Attorney.
Yeah.
Doesn't surprise me.
Which
And
makes
people didn't know until they basically saw him at a booth, like, playing, I think, was it a demo for 6 or something?
he was playing a demo for 6, and he also did the iconic Phoenix pose at the,
I mean,
What
I haven't
was
seen
that
much of Snatcher and Police Notes, but if I recall correctly, they do have some visual novel elements.
They do.
yeah. On the other hand, let's just look at the scene of the murder, and now you've got me thinking, an Ace Attorney game written by Hideo Kojima.
That'd be great.
And confusing.
As proven earlier today,
So it would be an Ace Attorney game.
They were in this attorney game.
I can imagine it will have, 5 more twists.
therefore, the crystal spear must have been dropped before the murder.
Speaking of confusing,
What?
Yapparoo.
Order! Order! Order!
On the night of the murder, the victim did indeed go to Dusky Bridge. And there, something occurred that caused this crystal spear to come loose.
What could it have been? Golly gee!
This spear There is some blood on it, isn't there?
Yeah.
Just catch up.
Yeah, we've already established it.
That.
Allow me to raise a certain possibility at this junction. The real crime scene was near the foot of Dusky Bridge.
Objection!
I forgot who's backup, Franziska.
Usually do it.
Oh, but Wims is Burb as well.
You do it, Tio.
The Brits have oh my god. Only a fool. I'm already choking on this alliteration.
Just who is the fool, and which part is so foolish, Miss Von
Edward, I
Karma?
think it's a bit late to try to deconstruct their catchphrases, so you can just move on.
Maybe I should do it, Jovah.
Now I want to see how Tio does it.
Have you been paying attention to this whole time, Miles Edgeworth? Apologies to all German people. The sister saw everything. She saw the victim being killed by the defendant in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. Now I'm going to Scottish, man. I'm so
Objection!
terrible.
Yeah, you sound like Kate's up there. That's not
I don't
exactly
miss him.
true, is it? I don't blame you. Somewhere in our hearts we all do, even those who hate him. To put it more precisely, what she saw was the murder weapon being removed from the victim's body.
That's the same thing!
Indeed it is. No, it
Wow.
isn't. Yes, it
Yes,
is. No, it
it
isn't.
What is this now? Fucking.
You said it
Answer
yourself. Ah, hey,
Alright,
dudes.
then go.
Yeah,
go
you're
ahead.
just in time for your
Very
German
little
accent.
blood is
There you
actually
go.
lost.
So first Francisca was Welsh, then she was Italian, now
At the
she's
mo-
British. I mean,
At
German.
the moment of her blade's insertion,
She's British German.
With a hint of
she's doing the
Italian.
meat.
How does that even work?
If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from her body,
Well, simple
guess
tale.
War prisoners
Germ-
during World War II?
a German, well, tale. A German marries a Brit. The
that
two
would
have a
be when
child.
the blade is removed.
There you go. A British German.
Hmm.
That's usually how it works.
If that statement is the truth, then Dusky Bridge could very easily be the scene of the murder. Seems climatic enough. The
It-
duel on the
but-
bridge.
I mean, Teo, here, over here where I live, there's Japanese Portuguese.
Interesting. No, I know about that. It's just that, I just don't think that many German people would emigrate in the UK and settle
You're
there.
forgetting one vital thing, Miles Edgeworth.
Takes all kinds.
Yeah,
Master
of
Nips's
course.
body was found in Hasakura Temple. On foot, it takes 15 minutes to travel from Dusky Bridge to Hasakura Temple.
That it does.
You mean to suggest someone carried the body on that way?
Well... I've made it this far. The only place to take this is to the end, no matter how ridiculous it may get. I just need to prove the possibility it happened, as I presume.
Now, the defense is ready. The court would like to have an explanation.
And the judge was like, well, oh yeah, I'm the defense.
Please show us the method by which the victim's body was carried to Asakura Temple.
Hmm.
Take that! Huh. On that snowy night. On the night there was a clatter, you'll very see what right here is the matter. There was one way that the body could have been moved. The snowmobile.
Aye!
As we know, the
As we know.
snowmobile was used that night.
Well, in this particular context, it works.
Well, yeah.
It's always amazing to see when that actually does work, since I'm often than
It
not.
wor-
That is the
it works
depth
because-
of...
Well,
Because it works with this. This is an actual briefing. That's
Yeah.
supposed
yeah,
to happen.
this is common to make sure people remember all the details.
We are in a court of law, after all.
Ah.
This is completely unacceptable in my SCWRM.
Oh, is it, dear sister?
Come on, Von Karma. This is not. Let's face it. This is not the most unplausible thing you've seen in this court, now is it?
It's who you are in the grave.
What do you mean by that?
The only one who could have used the snowmobile was the defendant. She's the one who moves the body, doesn't then put the iron nail in your coffin.
Maybe if she were guilty. You're too late, Franziska von Karma.
What the fuck?
I'm late for a very important date.
And in fact, the defense has proven something else entirely. We have shown that this case requires further investigation.
What?
Yup. Where was the victim Elise Drummond really killed? If her body was moved, whatever for?
Yeah, again, things very confusing.
And finally, just what does this image mean?
Do you even need to think about that?
Yes. Trust me, a lot of what I've said today requires a lot of thought.
Such a creature could never see the truth, let alone describe it.
Objection! This witness certainly sits on one of the lowest possible branches of humanity. However, he would never utter a lie that would hurt a girl with whom he is enamored.
Yes.
Intentionally so. He drew this, so it is something that actually happened.
Again, Edgeworth is screaming internally, just not
Defense
showing
stands
it.
firm on this position.
Thank you.
What have I done?
I cannot believe this.
That settles it then. I cannot give a verdict under these circumstances.
Not
Phew.
even if I whip you. I'm going to kill you with the British
I think Shiro is back. Yes, very.
Oh, there!
Having fun with.
Right.
Yes, I am.
I seem to have fulfilled my part in this. I'll leave you to deal with my insane sister. It is
Well,
just
then-
as I thought. Franziska von Karma, you make a wonderful partner.
Yes, Major?
Well, you could use dialogue from your favorite movie as a
Excuse me?
parody.
You're down.
I'm surprised. I'll say it later. There was one reason, and one alone, for me being here.
The fans love me.
Aside from that.
that too. Like I said in one of the descriptions, it's a Capcom old tradition to have your rival at some point being playable.
True that. Seems to be a running theme.
Really? That's what this was all about? You could have just told me that from the very beginning. Then I wouldn't have had friends.
Thank you.
Miles Edgeworth.
Shut up!
I don't care about what you were here to do.
I just
Also, I'm
want to
sorry
win.
when I'm angry, my inner German just comes out of me.
It seems so.
This is my chance to finally grind you under my feet.
Heel.
A shame that your chance.
Heels are worn on the feet.
It's a shame that your chance seems to have slipped by you. I win.
What a shame, Francis.
This is all your fault.
If it weren't for you, I'd have won.
Again.
Such a terrible witness.
You are the front door that the ecosystem stands for! Ultimate satisfaction!
Jesus Christ. Teh.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's the line that caused the shipping. I demand satisfaction.
Oh, so that's how she's gonna get satisfaction.
That kind of satisfaction, okay.
I mean, again,
However, there has to be some sort of answer for the question it faces.
Sheeran Dreamskin's testimony, according to Team 4-Star, it makes the relationship between Sid and Shara work, apparently.
Next time we gather in this courtroom, I will not be here. Those are the matters that shall be addressed.
What are you talking about? You're told to be here for
With
the
a
finale of
bottle
the
of
original trilogy.
I'm counting on thorough investigations by both the defense and the prosecution. I am done with this. I'm just going to let maybe I'll take up farming or something.
Drops gavel.
The rest is up to you, Wright. Good luck dealing with Franziska. She's extra pissed now.
Court is now adjourned.
So, Jovah, I guess we'll never see this judge again?
Maybe. After all, he's gotta be back for the next day of trial, don't he?
Wow.
Shame if something bad were to happen to him.
Yeah.
Alright, so I guess we'll see you for the next day of investigation.
Yeah, for hopefully Phoenix has recovered from his terrible cold that he got from falling at a height that should have killed him. He really is the Phoenix.
Alright,
Everlasting.
see ya.
See you then.
See ya.